Okay, it's 3:36 on the 7th, Thursday. And, man, if I look tired, I am fucking am. I'm so mentally exhausted. I am so fucking burnt out on all this shit. I am just like, fuck it. Oh, god damn. And I know it's just like, it's like the overall energy for people who are just at their wits' end. And it's so crazy because it seems like we'll get to where it seems like everybody's at their wits' end, and it just goes further and further and further and further. It's like, God damn, what the fuck? It's mind blowing. I swear to God. So, on the couple that, let's just look at my hair real quick since I'm already messing with it. Sometimes I feel like, is it even, I don't know. Is it doing shit? Fuck if I know. It seems like it's filling in this parts. Seems like it's growing. But anyways, I don't know, that's that. This. Tomorrow I'm ordering that probiotic toothpaste. And we'll see if that doesn't do anything fast or whatever. But so that couple, the one for the 25 years, see? So, I swear to God, it's like it's turned weird. Everything is weird. Everything is annoying as fuck. God. I think I'm on my 4th or 5th cup of tea, too. It's just like, man, it's just, I'm just so burnt out. And today I have a huge day I'm going to do. Because I'm going to, it's a long thing. So on my, this is so weird, too. It's so weird. Because when I went on the long-term disability, when I got my brain injury in 09. Okay, so I got it in 09. I swear to God, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. See, I keep saying I'm gonna, and I am. What the fuck? What is that fucking noise like that? It's like something slant. I am just creeped the fuck out. Last night there was a huge thunderstorm that all of a sudden it just was fucking pouring and thundering. It was supposed to rain all day. Sprinkled a couple times and then stopped. And then, so then I woke up to just like pounding water, pounding, and heard some thunder, and then went back to sleep. And then I think the next time I woke up, it wasn't raining anymore, but it keeps dripping. But I don't know what the fuck. Just, there's always something out there that hits in when I do this. It's weird. It's fucking creepy. But so, okay. So in 09, I got my brain injury, which now Sacred Heart is in Sacred Heart. Fuck that fucking hospital. That, I mean, it was sucky when I worked there. And then when I went in as a patient, I come out with a brain injury, go to court, they have a shenanigan fucking lawyer, the whole fucking thing. I fucking sink in the ground, bitches. Fucking bullshit. I'm so sick of all the corporation bullshit. I'm so sick of the fucking nonsense. I'm so fucking sick of it. But so, a 12-year-old girl who was, I don't even know the whole story. She had mental issues. They were going to close down their kid mental ward or something. And then they took this kid, and she was there for like 8 months or something in suicidal ideation, but they couldn't find anywhere to transfer her to. Somehow she gets out, goes out to the parking garage, jumps off, and does herself in. And so now they're firing 15 nurses over it. One of the nurses, they're taking her to court. I don't even know all of the whole thing. But one of the nurses, she was a nurse the night before. She comes in and hears that this kid has done herself in. So she goes to look at the chart to see, what happened. And so they're taking her to court. It's against HIPAA because she wasn't a nurse. And all of a sudden it just hit me like, oh, that's why they changed it over to digital fucking charting. Wasn't to help us out. It was to track what we were doing, what computer we were on, who we were looking at. It was to track us. Those motherfuckers, I swear to God. Because they'll do anything to cover their own fucking corporate ass. They don't give a fuck. But that's the risk. That's why they want us under licenses and stuff, so that they can go after us. So that's their whole thing about licenses. Doctors didn't have fucking licenses a long time ago. Medical things like a long time ago. It was somebody who, like the like a long time ago, there was like neighborhood women who understood herbs. It was like passed down from culture to culture, it worked and stuff. And so people would have an issue. A lot of times those women, there would be a woman who would go, and when the woman would be in labor, they would go get this lady and she would come and help them with the woman giving birth and stuff. And then at some point, I don't know, it kind of seems like it was around, America is, I'm so irritated about America right now too. America, they were creating it. Like, I don't know in all the European countries, but here, when they were putting up little towns and stuff, it's like they started introducing doctors with little black bags or something. And they would go to school, but I don't know if there was licenses and stuff. We didn't have to have licenses for cars and driving and all that. That's more newer too. Like, I don't think, yeah, I think that they just like trained nurses during wartime, and the Red Cross would train them and stuff, but I don't think they had to go do a bunch of tests and get licenses. I don't know when they all started, but then at some point, then they started having the doctors with the black bags, and some of them, I think that they still knew some natural stuff, but they were pushing more, these elixirs or whatever from the, I don't know, because it wasn't like a whole pharmacy back then. So it was an infiltration into our health. And, when they started the introduction of like antibiotics, which are really bad for us, I don't know. But there was, because there was a period of time where not everybody would pick the doctor, but then I think they would run out the women who were, the witches or the herbalist or the natural, whatever they called them at the different times. And then but the doctors at some point, I guess they ran out the other people and pushed it so that I'm sure that they arrested them, probably fucking threw them in a river. And then, oh, that's why they could say, oh, you have to be licensed to practice medicine and make it a crime if they were giving herbs and stuff. So somehow they pushed out the natural and brought in the little black bag. And then it's taken over our world. We've been indoctrinated that that's going to save you when it doesn't do anything to heal you. It just puts a Band-Aid on all your things and causes more problems. So the whole fucking thing is bullshit and pisses me the fuck off. But they want you under a license now because then they can, whatever, they're going to make charges on this lady for looking in the chart of her patient that she had the day before. It's like some bullshit, man. Because if it was just a paper chart and it was just at the nurse station, nobody would fucking know. Nobody would know what you're looking at. No, they want to track you. So he gave us, because I was there when they did this, they changed it over to digital. And so they made like, oh, this is quicker. You can just go from room to room. Just take your computer with you. Well, now I see why. Because then they could check. And there was a thing, too, when it was going on that people would talk about. It was like they can tell what you're doing on the computer. They can see how many hours you're charting and stuff. So it was all to, be over us more, not to help us. But then when they're going to use it against this lady in court, it's like, that's fucking bullshit. But 15 nurses got fired over this. So I don't even know the whole thing. But there's a lot of outrage that's going on about it. And just the whole thing. That fucking hospital, all of them, all of these big corporate hospitals. And it's just disgusting. I'm sick of the whole fucking thing. But so anyways, in '09 when I got my brain injury, which I was still a nurse at the time, and I went in to get the hysterectomy because they said, oh, you have to do this. You got all the list of things, like it's an emergency. You got to hurry. Now I wish I would have known more about medical, but this is your life path. This is your experience. This is what you come for. Your whole thing would change if it went a different direction. So, when I went in and to get it, it was just fucking bullshit. Because the first thing was the anesthesiologist harassing me because he wanted me to do. I think it was, I can't remember. It seems that they told me I was just going to go in, get the surgery, and I would be out in a couple days. And then all of a sudden I get there, and then they start saying, well, no, you need to do a spinal. Well, I didn't want a spinal, and I didn't want them poking in my spine. I'd had a spinal when I had my C-section, and that I didn't like it at all. I felt like I was paralyzed. I hated it. I couldn't move. You can't sit up. All sorts of stuff. Or you get a headache. I was like, no, I don't want that. Well, they kept me in there for a long time. They wouldn't even take me back to get me ready because they kept coming in and harassing me. And this anesthesiologist, and they were harassing me and harassing me and harassing me until finally I said, okay, fine. Because they were telling me, oh, no, you're going to be in the hospital way longer if we do a general anesthesia, which I didn't want that either. I didn't want any of their fucking bullshit. Then this general anesthesia is scary too. And then, so they harassed me, get me back there, and then put me over in the little ball to do the spinal. And that's where it all went haywire because I have scoliosis. And so I have a twist in my spine. And the nurse anesthetist, it's not even the anesthesiologist doing it, apparently, and couldn't get it in there. I don't think it was the anesthesiologist because the main anesthesiologist that was there when I got the blood patch, he was ranting and raving over what the anesthesiologist had done. But I don't know. It's all bullshit. It's like you have this one under this one under this one. You have these ones training. It's just bullshit. And these people are fucking. God, they don't tell you all this stuff. So whatever they did, they poked the thing in. Well, I did IVs and stuff. You weren't allowed to poke more than twice. You weren't. You had to stop. And you're not supposed to go more than twice. But so this guy tried 6 or 7 times. They counted the holes. I think it was 6 or 7. And he kept poking and poking and poking. He couldn't get it. The first 2 times, though, they asked me. So they put it in and they said, can you feel your legs? And I said, well, I can't feel one of them. And then right then I'm thinking like, what the fuck? And then they poked again. Okay, so now what? And I said, no, I can't feel one of my legs. And then I was knocked out. So normally when you are curled up in a ball, they don't knock you out. They, get you to lay out, and they help you lay out, especially now if you can't feel your legs. But they didn't do that. I was knocked out at that point. Everything stopped for me at that point when he said, can you feel it now? And I said no, and I knew that there was something weird. And so then I get knocked out, and I wake up, and I'm going into recovery. I'm puking from the general anesthesia. So I had general anesthesia because I'm puking. And then the nurse, my mom's sitting there, and they're taking me up to the floor. And the nurse, I don't know, she had me drink some 7-Up or something. And I was just puking. And so then they wheeled me up to the floor. So I get to the floor. As soon as I get there, I start telling her, something's wrong with my shoulder. I don't know what, and I'm on the general floor, the general surgery. And I'm like, something's wrong with my shoulder. I need, the doctor or I need an x-ray or something. I think they hurt my shoulder. And she was like, oh, well, I don't know. I said, what do they do during surgery? Because something's wrong with it. She's like, I don't know. I'm new. I'm afloat. I'm not from this floor. I'll have to go ask. Well, she disappears. Don't see her. And then they come in and they just keep drugging you. And every time I keep saying something's wrong, I need an x-ray. And nobody would help me. I just kept getting this, well, I'm afloat. Well, I don't know. Nobody was doing anything. They weren't getting any manager. They weren't getting any doctor, nothing. And then this went on all night. And it just got worse and worse and worse. And then by the next morning, when the next nurse came on, I started saying, and normally during the day shift, that's the nurses that are, have been nurses longer. That's how you get a day shift. It's hard to get a day shift if you're newer. And then, so I started telling her, and now at this point, now it's way worse. And I was telling her, I need a nurse. I needed a doctor. I need somebody to come in here. Something's wrong with my shoulder. I need an x-ray. And wouldn't do anything. And she said, well, I'll go call the doctor. And she said she went and called him. And he said, oh, you just have a caffeine headache. Just take some caffeine or drink a cup of tea or something. And I was like, that is not what I have. Something's wrong with my shoulder. And I said, I need an x-ray. And at this point, I started just getting worse and worse and worse. And so no doctor. And this went on all day. And by the nighttime, I got a nurse who, because I didn't have all these tattoos. I had a big tattoo on my back, though. And she decided I was a drug addict. Another thing that they pisses them off is because I was a nurse. And so you think you know more than me? It's like, this is my fucking body, dude. I fucking know if it's fucking hurting, dumbass. So I have no respect for these nurses whatsoever. And then, so then the one at night, she decided I was a drug addict and she wasn't going to give me any pain medicine. And so by the morning, I was crying. I was in so much pain. And at this point, then it was like I could, I think at this point, I was just like sitting up like in a ball, like moaning and groaning. At some point, I couldn't talk anymore. And I was like, I need a doctor. And no doctor came, no anesthesiologist. Even though in court, they came in every morning and I was sitting there telling them how great I was doing. I swear to God, they have no problem. Oh, I'm just going to put my hand on the Bible. But it's just like, you fucking liars. Like, what the fuck is this stupid ass shit? Put your hand on the Bible. That means you're not lying. Fuck off. So fucking stupid. The only way you're not going to lie is if you have fucking integrity, and there's a lack of that. And so then nobody came in the next morning, and I was like, I was so much worse. And the nurse who came in, she could tell I was worse. So she said, I'll call the doctor again. And he said the same thing. We'll just give her some more of her meds, because I was on all of these meds because of my spasms. And so to not have migraines, because if you had a migraine, then you weren't taking your prophylactic pills. So you are a drug addict and stuff. So I take the prophylactic pills, which was gabapentin, which is so fucking bad, and the muscle relaxer to try and make the muscles not cramp. So he said, just give her some more of that, and, she'll be fine. And so this was a whole nother day, went a whole nother night. Nobody came. And no doctors, couldn't get any help. And it was the third day, I think. The third day, the doctor came in. And he came in all cheerful. Like, he was doing so good. I was practically dead. And I was sitting up and I was just moaning. I couldn't even barely talk. And so then he could see something was wrong. It's like, me sitting here fucking crying and telling somebody to get you for days is not enough. No. And then you go into fucking court and say that you were in every day. Oh my God. I swear to God. And then, so then they, he ordered me to go get a CT scan. Well, it took all day to get that. So finally get down, go get this CT scan, come back, and then the radiologist couldn't give anything about it because they needed to compare it to my old ones. Really? You need to compare it to my old ones because maybe my brain was herniating in my old ones and I've just been going through life with my brain herniating. So then when your brain is herniating, it is collapsing. So my brain was pulled back, collapsing, and pulling down into the back of my head because this is a suction. Once they opened it up and all the fluid drained out, it was a suction. They never pulled it, put it in a report. Nowhere did they ever put that I had a spinal. And nobody ever checked my back. Nobody ever looked at the fluid on my pat. Nothing. Nobody ever checked any of that. So out of these 6 or 7 holes, all the fluid had drained out in the first 24 hours, first 12 hours or something. Because it was by the time that, my brain was collapsing, it was in fucking horrible pain. And so then they, so the radiologist, he couldn't, oh no, I need to compare it to her old ones. I can't just tell you anything yet. That took all fucking night. Then in the next day, the doctor, I think he came in for a minute and said he was the neurologist was coming in, but it could have been just the neurologist came in. And I didn't see the other doctor because I would imagine guilt, fucking idiot. And then, and he was supposed to be the best. Like all the nurses loved Dr. Fern. And now I'm just like, garbage. So so then the neurologist comes in and he sees me and then he gets the x-ray things pulled up. My mom was in there and it could have been somebody else because my kids, well, they had to go to school some, but one of my daughters, she ended up just staying with the youngest one. She didn't want to leave me, but they were all coming in. But I can't remember. I think my mom was the person who was there when they brought up the x-rays or the CT scans. So he's showing us and he's just saying, see, there's a problem here, but he wasn't really explaining it. And so, but he said, we're going to get another CT and look at her neck and see what's going on. So they weren't explaining exactly what was going on. They were just saying, oh, there's a problem here, but we're going to look and see how bad the problem is. And all this is, when we had a patient on my floor, when I worked on the neuro floor, and it was a big thing. You had to be checking their back all the time. They had to be flat. You couldn't, and I was sitting up this whole time. And, but when we had a patient who was herniating, that she was rushed to ICU, and I don't even know if she lived. It was a big fucking thing. But here they're just like, oh well. So they send me down to get another CT. They moved me into a private room. They put me back onto IV medicine, and which I wanted off of it. I was asking to be taken off of it the first day because it was making me itchy, and that was making me more miserable. So then they move me into this private room. They take me down for another CT scan, and when I got down there, they do that one, bring me back, and then the neurologist, I guess, came again. But it was 5 days in where they finally did something, which when we had that one, it was like within 24 hours. So that's why it's like, to me, it's like a miracle. But you see, you can't die unless you're supposed to die. That's why it seems like a miracle, but you can't die unless you're supposed to die. So, but it was fucked. It was fucking the most horrible pain I've ever been in my life. And I had natural childbirth, and I thought that was horrible. And I had natural childbirth 3 times. And it was fuckery. Every time I had some issue, too. And, but this was way worse. I can't believe the pain of this. And then your brain crushing and falling, trying to suck out the back of your fucking neck. So they So anyways, but then they finally took me in and did the blood patch. And then when they put the blood patch, that's supposed to seal it. And that's when I heard the anesthesiologist walking around ranting and raving, like, who did this? When he saw all the holes in my back. He couldn't even believe it. I mean, they knew right then that there was a possibility of a lawsuit. That's when they started doctoring the records, I'm sure. But there was but when they did do a big doctoring was when she filed for, when the lawyer filed in court. Because then they went in and changed the records because the dates didn't match. And I tried saying something about that. I said, look at my age. One I'm 48 and one I'm 51. How would that be in the same fucking surgery? I said that obviously they doctored the records. And so she, but then I got out on the 6th day and went home, and that was only the start of all my problems. It's just like they just wanted to wash their hands of me at that point. We did what we could, go, and it was horrible. Like I said, you know, I couldn't remember things. I couldn't remember how to drive. I couldn't remember how to do. I was completely lost in time. Anything anyone told me, it was gone in 2 seconds. I couldn't remember anything. Every time I would walk, there was no cushion in my brain. It was like my brain was just rattling around in there like a hard nugget. Oh God, it was so cringy. It was like bone on bone feeling. It was, oh God, it still makes my fucking jaw hurt. And every step, I was in just excruciating pain. And anyways, that went on for a long fucking time. So, and then when I started going to the doctor saying something's wrong, my kids keep saying I've got dementia and stuff. He knew. And they just, oh no, you've just got hormone problems now. You gotta just take hormones. See how they do is just stick you on something. They don't fucking care. And so that went on. And then they finally sent me to a neurologist. And when I went to the neurologist, because it's a boys club, and then the neurologist wanted to just pin it on Alzheimer's because my aunt had early onset Alzheimer's, which I think ends up being mad cow. And which is the big P. So she, was eating her alive. It's kind of sad because my mom was talking to me about one of her friends. Well, there was 2 sisters, and they both got the C, and one was doing all natural, and then she passed. And then, so the other one, she decided, okay, I'm not going to keep doing natural. I'm just letting go. I'm just going to just let what happened happen. And it just keeps getting worse. She didn't die fast. Like the one, I think hers was in her liver or something, and she went pretty quick. The other one, and she was a natural person, like a hippie kind of person always. She always was in natural stuff. And then the other sister, so she's been going now for years, and now it's in her bones, and all I can think of is like the big P's eating her alive inside. It's just, oh man, this place is so fucking much, man. So, so when they sent me to the neurologist, he wanted to just say, oh, well, you've got early onset Alzheimer's too. I was like, oh, so it just happened instantly when I was in the hospital. Suddenly I got it. And, but they won't do or see anything. Then they sent me to another neurologist, and that one, he was going through, it was really long. It was, well, we're going to check this. We're checking all your labs. We're checking your vitamins. Well, you're low in vitamin B12. That's probably what's wrong with you. So we're starting you on B12. Well, at this time, my work was like, we need to know if you're coming back. So that's why they had me go to this other neurologist. And I was trying to keep my job. I was trying to keep my license and stuff. And so they ordered all these tests. So we have to have all these tests. The doctor has to say that you are okay to work. And so I had to be off work, and they ordered all these tests, and everything was taking a really long time. And then they sent me in to do all of that Alzheimer's testing. And that is, when in that, all these x-rays, I had so many tests done, you wouldn't even believe it. And they found that there was no Alzheimer's, there was no dementia, there was basically there's no explanation. And so it's a traumatic brain injury or whatever it is they called it. And so then but the woman who did the testing on me, she is the one who turned me into the licensing board. And she said that this person cannot work with, ethically, I cannot allow this person to continue to work with this much of a brain injury, because I couldn't remember anything. Like, I couldn't remember numbers, which you gotta know some for being a nurse. I couldn't remember names. I couldn't remember people. I couldn't remember faces. It was just like my brain was just like knocking shit out immediately. There was nothing I could remember. It was like you could tell me something and 2 seconds later I'd be like, asking the same question again. And so she turned me into the license board. And that was like a year and a half or 2 years later after I originally got it. So all that time I was going and trying to get some help, talking to people. I just kept going nowhere until then I lost my license. And then they put me on, but I was working for the state. So they had good insurance. So I got put on the long-term disability. It was so crazy because when I was put on it, I thought, surely some things will happen before it ends, because they said that you're only on it until you're 65, and then they count you as retired, so they're not going to keep paying you. So it ends at that point, which that is next year. And they sent me a letter on this birthday to tell me you got 1 more year left. So you and then we're ending it. So they're going to end it in June before my birthday next year. So the end of June would be the end of it. So I'll get that check, but I won't get another check after that. So now it's the countdown of how many months I have left of long-term disability, which is more than Social Security. Just Social Security is shenanigans, man. So that's it on my income. And so now it's going to end, and still things just drag in this fucking world of slavery and disease and ignorance. Then so then it's but my second husband, who I raised the kids with, who I was married to for the longest, he is on Social Security. He's like 70 something, I think. And so he had said when he was going on Social Security, you should apply because you get I don't get his money. It's like, I don't know how it works. It's weird. So he gets his own money, but you as the spouse who was married to him, then you get some section of an amount of money. So whatever they give him, then they say, okay, well, we're going to give you a third of that as being his wife or something. I don't know. And so my mom had told me that for a long time. She said, once he goes on Social Security, you need to apply to get Social Security off of his Social Security, because that will increase your Social Security. And so I had just put it off and didn't do anything. But then when they sent that letter, then in the way that things just drag, and it's like, fuck, man. Fuck. What if it goes fucking years longer? So it's like, god damn. So so then I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna have to apply, but then I've got to get my marriage certificate, which I have no fucking idea when I married him. I'm guessing. And I have no idea what county. It was in California. I know what here I can go get the divorce ones. But so I've got to get this marriage license and the divorce one, which, fuck, I have no idea. And so I'm hoping that it's in my file cabinet, but I don't know. I mean, I have no idea what I kept. It was like a whole different people throughout all that time. After I left him, I had 2 more husbands. And so, and they were more shorter, but still, that's a lot of fucking paperwork. And so I don't know. It's not like I kept all of my marriage files in one file, which I should have, but I don't know. I'm just hoping. So anyways, yesterday I was trying to figure it out online and stuff, and it was just like, oh my God, I've got one telling me you have to go to the courthouse, you have to be in person, you have to pay in person, you have to pick it up in person. So I'd have to go to California to the right county, which now I'm like, I don't even know if it was in Long Beach, would be, and then in Long Beach, there's two different parts, and it's like LA County, or if it's Orange County, I have no fucking idea. And then, so I got and then I was looking online and stuff, trying to figure it out. And then another one said, oh yeah, you can pay $31 and then we will send it in in October or something. So like 60 days, maybe, but maybe longer, we don't know. And it's like, well, is this even for real? Because the other one says you have to be there in person. And then you go in and they say, go ask you just get a phone recording thing. And on the recording, it's like, if you have questions, go on our virtual chat on our website. So you go to www.orangecounty.com. You go on there, they're a virtual person, doesn't know shit. Doesn't know shit, doesn't even understand your question. And so then I was like, oh my fucking God. The goddamn fucking God. I swear to God. And then, which there's supposed to be this whole thing where Social Security is just going to increase anyways. So, you know, I'm maybe just, you know, trying to force something or jumping through hoops for something that is unnecessary. But the way that time is drugged through all this stuff, it's like, fuck, I don't know. At this point, I thought shit was going to be happening way sooner, way faster. And just drags and drags and drags, man. And so, so then, and I, you know, and I invested in silver. So, you know that depends on the collapsing of the banks and stuff, and it's always out there lingering. But it's like, well, let's just take them, you know, let's go the next step. So get on with our fucking lives. And then, which is still going to increase Social Security anyways. So if you're on Social Security, no matter what, there's going to be a big payout because of, you know, it's like reparations for what you've endured through their slavery, indoctrination, programming, medical scheme, whatever, all their bullshit. So, and people over 60, there's supposed to be a big payout thing because of what people have endured or whatever. So then, so anyways, I was like, well, I mean, it might be the smarter thing. Like, I can't just drive to California to try and get these papers. And then this other thing, pay, you know, that's a risky thing if I'm going to wait on them. So then I was like, I probably should go up and look in my file cabinet. But my storage is such a fucking mess. I was like, man, I'm going to have to pull everything out and try and rearrange it or something. And so my mom had this brilliant idea. It was like, she said, why don't you just get a bigger storage unit and then move your stuff into that? And I was like, yeah, that would be a good idea. And so I went and looked that up, called him, which the guy was not friendly at all. Maybe he was having a bad day. I don't know. I'm going to meet up with him this morning. But so I said I wanted to get a bigger storage unit so I can just move my stuff in there and arrange it better. And then I can find some of the stuff that I haven't been able to find because everything is just like crammed in there. So I'm going to do that. My mom even said, why don't you get a thing to hang your clothes on, because the clothes are, everything I go up there and get and bring back, it just smells bad. And she said, hang them up so they can air out. And so, so I'm going to get one of those. I'm going to order one tomorrow and go up and just try and organize it. And the one right across from mine is, like he said, mine right now is 8 by 15. The one across from me is 10 by 18 or 10 by 20. I think it's 10 by 20. Yeah, 10 by 20. And so I was like, well, that would make a lot more room. And so I'm going to go up. And then plus the way I did it when I put in my paintings, I'm going to put them in different. Because when I put in all my paintings, I was like, I thought I had plenty of room in the one that I had gotten. So at the back of it, I put all this stuff up and put all my paintings in. So the whole back of it is all my paintings. And they don't need that much room. I can do it way better. So I'm going to do it way better on this one. So anyways, that's what I'm going to do today is go up, move all my stuff. And it's going to be a workout, man. But that's the thing is, like, there's a lot of things where you think, like, oh, I can't do it. It's too much. I can't do it. But when you go up and you just do it, and it gets done, and you get through things that you think you can't get through. Because there's some big pieces of furniture up there. It was like, I can do it. And he said that he has some little cart thing. So some of this stuff I'll just, like, tip it on and then take it over there and then tip it back up or something. But because the things that I kept, the things that I brought were, the furniture that I brought was all my, like, older, heavy wood things. So it's all, like, solid wood stuff. And it's, like, some dressers, armoire, like, it's kind of big, heavy stuff. Because it was, like, I don't know. I have a few things that I really wanted to keep. But a lot of furniture I just left. I left my beds, couch, my chair, all that stuff. So all I brought was like these wood things and then some keepsake stuff and all my paintings. So anyways, I got all that stuff to move over there. So that's going to be in it. That's why I was hoping that it would rain last night. So it wasn't raining today. So I could do it and it would be kind of cool outside. And I could get all that stuff moved. So I'm hoping that the rain is not going to keep going all day long. But that's another thing I just got to see. Because then if I only get partway through, then you got to buy another one of these locks, and they're like $25 because I'd have to have both things locked. So anyways, and then I'll still have to go up there anyways, once that I get the hanging thing and rearrange the clothes. But I think if I get it in there packed different, I'll have a lot more room to be able to go up and look for stuff too. So anyways, I think it's going to be, and then I'm hoping miracle magic that I find this marriage certificate, maybe even the divorce one, but I don't know that I kept that shit. I think I threw some of that stuff away because it's like, why would I need this? But then you got to go pay to get a certificate that says the government says you're divorced, the government says you're married, because the government doesn't want, I don't know. It's like you honestly don't have access in your fucking computer to just look it up. Oh, this is when she was married. Okay. No, you got to go get the papers, bring them in, and it's like, this is so fucking stupid. They're fucking bullshit. I swear to God. This is where I really got off on a rant yesterday. This is still, I'm having it's like my episode is still lingering from yesterday because this motherfucking really pissed me off. I mean, I was doing all fine yesterday. Everything was fine. And Amy sent me some videos and I went in and watched them. And then I was like fucking spent. I was so fucking jacked up on pissed offness. And just like, the world is too stupid. I can't be here anymore. I can't even fucking handle this shit anymore. This was, so one of the news, I forgot I have tea. I gotta drink my tea. Let's see. I'm gonna rant. I'm fucking pissed. Hold on. It's already cold. Motherfucker. I was gonna get you 45 minutes of being pissed off. Oh, hold on. It's too hot to drink 45 minutes ago. Now it's cold. So this thing that really just spent me was, so it was a news station. I don't know, ABC, NBC, one of these jack-offs. They interviewed Hunter. One thing, I'm sitting there, like, isn't this guy dead? Like, he's not arrested? Like, you fucking kidding me? He's just sitting out here interviewing and painting? So he's an artist now. He just paints all day long. He just paints and paints and paints. And his paintings were good, yeah, you know. I'm not saying he was a shitty artist or anything, but, you know, that's all he does is sit and paint all day. Are you fucking kidding me? This guy's supposed to be in a fucking, not even be here. I don't even know if this is cologne. I don't know if this will look like, I didn't get out the pictures to compare, but it definitely looked like the real one, which that just pissed me off right there. And then, he's, you know, just talking about his paintings and, you know, he's just this great guy. He just spends his time painting now, which is the same thing Bush is doing. And that motherfucker, this is another motherfucking thing too. Oh, God, see? Oh, this one just came in my mind too. God damn it. That motherfucker. I hated that motherfucker since the fucking beginning of his fucking reign. I swear to God. And I would rant about him. Oh my God, I would rant about him. I was right out there. I know there was a white van out in front of my house listening to me because I was ready to go, man. I was like, I'll take my ass to DC. I'll do us all a fucking favor. I'll get rid of that motherfucker real quick. I mean, and I know that's how a lot of people feel about Donald, but that's how I felt about Junior. Like, oh, that motherfucker. God damn, I cannot. And just think about what went on under him. Katrina, which is the thing I'm going to rant about next, and the towers. It's like that piece of shit. God damn, I knew he was a piece of shit. Fucking airhead motherfucking puppet. So but you know, Hunter garbage. So he's online, just this great, caring artist. He's just the coolest, and that's not bad enough that they're portraying this fucking pervy, fucking violent piece of fucking garbage as this, emotional, creative fucking guy. It's like oh my God damn, I swear to God, that wasn't enough. Then I had a comment. I was like, oh, so in between your pedo time, you've got time to paint, cool for you. And I'm just like, what the fuck? And then so I made the mistake of reading the comments. I swear to God, that's when I lost my mind. I was like, okay, get me the fuck out of here. Fucking beat me up, Scotty. I can't fucking take it. Fucking just blow every fucking place up. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, what the fuck is wrong with people? I swear to God. Hold on. Comments were like, oh, this is why they didn't want us to like him. Look what a good guy he is. Oh, I want some of his artwork. Oh my God, he's such a good guy. He's so talented. He's so great. Oh my fucking God. I was like, I was so fucking disgusted. I stomped up those stairs. I was ranting. Where anytime I rant, it's like, oh my God, stop. It's like, you sit and listen to people all day long talk about how much they hate liberals. I've heard you fucking say it so many times. Fucking death to all liberals. And I'm like, well, I have a lot of liberals I like, so I'm not going to say that. And then it's like, well, I don't mean them. I just mean the politician ones. Well, you're repeating what they're saying on TV. And that is a different thing. Death to all liberals. So fucking... But I come up and I'm like, I can't even believe how stupid people are. Well, you got to see off social media. Okay, so social media, like, I mean, this is giving more. And now I do think that some of this is AI too, but I'll tell that in a second too. But anyways, it's always like, whatever. Triggers. So I go up there and I'm like, do you understand about that guy? And that he's not a good guy, right? You understand that, right? And she's like, well, yeah. And I'm like, okay, so you know about the LAPTOP. You know that's real stuff. Well, yeah. And I'm like, okay. Because I'm so fucking pissed right now. I'm ready to fucking beam me up, Scotty. I am fucking out. I'm so disgusted by these fucking morons that just are out here. God damn this shallow fucking society. Oh, he's such a good guy. Really? You don't... Everything's a lie? Even the crack? Like, what the fuck? And then, but that conversation is like, I'm go calm your mental breakdown down. Other people can talk about how much they can't stand, all the people who think different, but, comes to me saying anything, then it's like, nope, I need to get my shit together. So then, I just came back downstairs. I was just like, oh, motherfucking, I can't even fucking stand it, how fucking stupid people are. It's just like, what the fuck? I mean, it just because it's all the time. It's all, yeah, it's always, always. You can't have a fucking conversation about anything motherfucking real because that doesn't exist. That's not real. So I was just glad at least that, you know, she had the awareness of that, you know, Hunter is jackassery. But then, so anyways, I was just fuming about that. I'm still fuming about it. But then this video has popped up twice to me. So I think it was the universe trying to let me know. So the video is, what is it called? Comment farming. So, comment farming. So what they do is they take all these phones, they plug them into a giant wall of computer, and or there's another motherboard thing, and it has like 20 phones plugged in, and it just comments. So that is the only thing where I'm like, okay, so surely, fucking to God, there is not this many people. I mean, I was going down the comments. I couldn't find anybody who knew that even made mention of the top of the lap. No, they just all were so impressed. He's such a great guy, and this is why they want us to not like him. Oh my God, fucking hell! Like if you if you haven't heard of what's on that, it's disgusting. And the CCP even came out and said, you know, he's one of the worst. He is so fucking violent. One of those little 9-year-old Chinese girls go in there, so he just beats the shit out of them and RAPs them, and it's disgusting. And then, oh yeah, but he's a good artist. Well, isn't that fantastic? Love the guy. It's like, fucking fuck off with this shit. God damn, fucking artificial, fucking superficial, fucking bullshit. And so, anyways, I'm just gonna try and calm myself with okay, it's just comment farming. This cannot be real. This cannot be real. It cannot be this much idiocracy in this fucking world. God damn, open your fucking mind to some conspiracy. Open up, fucking. Get the... I saw a guy yesterday, he was on a rant too, and he was like, people often ask me why I'm a conspiracy theorist. And he goes, because I'm not an idiotic fucking pussy, that's why. And he goes off on this whole thing, which I was like, oh, I relate. I relate. I get where you're coming from. But his was really good. But anyways, so, you know, I know that there's a lot of us conspiracy theorists that are just, we're burnt out. We're just fucking sick of it. We're fucking so sick of it because people are so resistant to fucking looking deeper into anything. It's just like, oh no, they'd rather think that that's not real. That was made up. Okay. And I was like, just don't even talk to me then. Just leave me alone. Just go into your little stupid sandbox and bury your head and fucking pull it up and talk about how beautiful you are, and how beautiful that is. Just like the fucking shallow shit. So so on that one, that had me rocking and rolling, and my pissed off that I still haven't shook, and it was a big trigger. It's like, oh my God, it is such a trigger too. Is you know, people act like you're so crazy, you're so stupid, and then this is what. But again, I'm gonna just really try and focus on, okay, it's a comment farm. It's a comment farm. These aren't real. It's not real. And that's always my mom's thing. Get off of social media. It's not real. It's AI. And but there is realness. And there's one thing too, she has said that one of my daughters had also said, which is so funny because that daughter now, she listens to the people who are saying what she wants them to say. You know, that ICE is out nabbing people off the streets because Donald's a monster. But the which I don't believe that stuff is happening. I believe that they are taking people who are involved in the traffic issues and crimes and stuff. Yeah, I think they're taking them. They could be taking them out of their house. I've heard that they've had some big, like, SWAT teams going and knocking doors down and taking, like, 18 out of one house and shit and finding kids in them and stuff. So, but But my mom also has said, like, I don't care about other people's opinions. I don't want to go and listen what's going on in there. But to me, it's like this box right here with these fucking figureheads that just fucking negative, fucking divisive, but they're good Christians. But there's also a Christian family who just got busted for starving to death their little Ethiopian adoptee, who's like 9 or 11 years old, which was another guy who just was doing court, or just was doing camp, and he was totally freaking out, and he was telling his mom about, out of his 28 kids that he had, 14 of them came with ski masks. And, you know, to some of us, we'd be like, a ski mask? Why would you be wearing a ski mask? Especially in the summertime? Like, what's up with the ski mask? So, apparently, it's gangsta. And there's two big gangstas that were pushing it, and they are both gone, and because of their criminal activity. But that gangsta lifestyle has caught on with the youngins. So the 9, 10, 11-year-olds, they are masking up because they're little gangstas. So our society's just fucking doomed. I swear to God. We need this turnaround so bad. It's fucking doomed, man. Like, fucking hell. God damn. So the, oh yeah, in the fucking Crystal, it says something about the people lost at sea. She's like, that's just so wacky, which it seems so wacky, right? But then you see this footage, it's like, oh, it's weird, and how they never were seen in all this time, you know, where they go through Bermuda Triangle and then came back. Like, I don't know, but the but then when I went to look it up to share the video with her, all of a sudden there's 3 different ones. There's a whole bunch, and these have news. This is the news selling this story. But now on one of them, it's one couple. On another one, a totally different couple. On another, it's the same story, but they just use different couples pictures. It's like, okay, this has got to be bullshit. More than fucking bullshit AI farming bullshit. So I don't know. Yeah, but now I'm like, I don't even know if that's real. They say these stories, and it's like, I don't know that that's real. It's too fucking weird. I got totally different looking people on the fucking story of this news, and on this news it's different one, on this news it's different one. It's like, it's shenanigans. That's fucking shenanigans. But it's just like this repeat, like the same exact fucking thing. God damn, it's so fucking weird. But so this, what am I ranting about now? Okay. Because there's more. I still gotta get to the fucking goddamn bush. So this video, okay, I'll just go over to this one because it's tapping away, is, so during Katrina, I mean, it was bad enough, you know, that they had, if you weren't around for it, it was bad. It was really bad. And, there were people who were up on their roofs and stuff, and begging to be rescued. He wasn't rescuing people. It was like really, really bad, to the point where people started saying, this president doesn't like black people. Well, I think the people in charge are very racist. They do not want people with melanin. They don't want any of the tribes, nothing. They want their fucking blank slate fucking slaves. They don't want people with melanin because it connects you more to your soul or something. And they want all these idiocracy fucking nonsense, fucking white droids. So the anyways, the people were being left on their roofs. It was horrible, and I think it was way worse than what we even know anything about. But this was new information to me that I didn't know about this. And I knew that they did a, what is that called? When you have to be inside at a certain time. I can't think of the word. A deadline on what time you could be out. What? What? Oh, well, they're looting, they're taking things, so you can't be out after 8 p.m. or whatever it was. So they set a parameter on time when people could be out. So the video starts with so they had like, they weren't like cops, they were like hired mercenary kind of people or something. They were people who were hired to keep this law, keep this new thing, to whatever it's called, the time constraint, that they had to keep the people in line. And they were supposed to just use weapons on them. That they were, if they were out after this certain time, they're criminals, they need to be. So the guy who was doing the video, he goes, yeah, I killed a bunch. Just talking like they were animals. He goes, yeah, I killed a bunch. I tried to just wound them, but, you know, a lot of times we just killed them. And I don't even know how many. And it's like, what? And then it interviews some of the old black men, and they were talking about, you know, how bad it was and how dangerous it was and stuff like that. That's all under that guy, the Bush. It's all under him. So they were going and actually, they weren't just leaving them all start. And then even when they decided that they were going to make a place for them all to go, it was the place where they played football, a stadium or something. I don't remember what it was called, but some stadium. And then that's where the evacuation, everybody just needs to go there because their houses were destroyed and stuff. So everybody go to this place. But that became a fucking ordeal. People were being killed inside there, I think. I think women were being attacked. There was all sorts of stuff. There wasn't enough food. There was all sorts of things that went on. It was not at all, you know, about caring about the people. And even when I went to, the last time I was in New Orleans was, I don't know, at least 10 years ago. But how many years is that after Katrina? Then there's still so many places that are still destroyed from it. Things were not just gone and fixed back up and stuff. They didn't give a shit. They didn't give a shit. They just, it's like a place that was like a lot of black, huge black community. So let's just wipe them out. Let's kill them. And then if they are out, let's just shoot. And then so it was a whole freaking thing. It just makes me sick. This government makes me so sick. And I can't wait for them to be, I think they all need to be in Alligator Alley. And the one thing that gets me still is that these people keep talking about the outrage of how people are being treated so bad at this Alligator Alley thing. And my mom was talking about on her news thing, the ICE, the top guy was being interviewed, and he was saying, it's not bad there. He said, I went and toured the whole place. I went through the whole place. And I was wearing a suit. I was totally comfortable. I wasn't hot and sweating and dying and miserable. And he said it was very comfortable. And there was nothing wrong with the food. The food they were being served was way better than what I ate earlier. And so he was saying, you know, they're being treated perfectly fine there. Which, if there's people there, like in a detainment thing, it would be more of a detaining until they are shipped out to their place. This isn't going to be like, they're not going, we aren't going to be taking prisoners from somewhere else and our tax money paying to, you know, they're not going to be here as immigrants, but we're going to keep them as prisoners and we're going to pay their way that way. That's not the way it's going to go. They're going to be being sent back to their own countries and stuff. And that is all a part of the Sargasar thing. And even when they keep saying, like, oh, Putin's over there, needs all this stuff going on between the Ukraine and Vladimir and all this fucking bullshit, I don't believe all that. Because in order to be on the BRICS, you have to sign the peace treaty. That's what they keep going around and having all these people sign. But those first 5 original ones was China, Russia, I think like Brazil. Let's see, what was I think that's what the BRIC stands for. It was like Brazil, Russia, India maybe, and China, and then what's the S? I can't remember. Saudi Arabia, I don't know. But anyways, it was 5 different ones. In order to be on that, you have to sign the peace treaty. That's what all of this different drama is about. And him going to these different places. It's all this, oh, now we've signed peace. We've signed peace treaties. We're signing peace treaties here. We're signing peace treaties there. So it's all about this, the SAR thing. And so when they're sitting there saying that Vladimir is, throwing things over by the other place, I'm like, because if he did that, that would take him out of the thing. He would lose all of the gold. He wouldn't get, his country wouldn't get it. So I don't believe that at all, because he's somebody who's trying to lead the way into the peace. I mean, he's one of the first places on there. And he's been the one who's been trying to tell us the truth about what's going on in America. And I saw another video of this guy, and he's in Switzerland. And he said, and he's from America, and he was there like 3 days. He was so excited because he had 3 weeks, but he said the first 3 days was like, he couldn't even believe it. He said, there's no people overweight. Everybody's beautiful, healthy. Everybody walks around. He said there's no strip malls or anything like that. There's no garbage. He's never seen any garbage, not one bit of garbage on the ground. He said all of the buildings are super cool, all architecturally interesting. Like everything is like creative and cultured and beautiful, and the people are, and he said, and then the food, he said everything he's eaten, nothing has caused him to have any bloating, any stomach issues at all. And so he said it's just like, fuck. He said it's crazy how great it is there. And I mean, there's so many people who go to these other countries who keep saying, over here, we're just fed poison. Our country is full of drug addicts. It's full of crime. It's full of garbage. There's so much garbage everywhere. And people are just consume. They're all chasing something, chasing to be famous. That's all they care about. They all, our America is, America is their success story. These controllers, this is what they wanted. This is what they want the whole world to be like. And they can't, because they're all different realities. But here, this one was created to create this. And it's gross, especially when you can see like how other people have to live and stuff, in totally different mindsets. And ours is just so. And I was like, and then I saw one also, and he was in Italy, and he was going to McDonald's. And he said, let's go check out McDonald's in Italy. I couldn't even believe it. The whole front was like a bakery. So it was all this bakery stuff. We have some chocolate chip cookies. You know they come out of a fucking factory. They may have oatmeal cookies too or something. It might be 2 kinds of cookies. This had croissants, danishes, all sorts of shit. The kitchen was spotless. It had adults working in it. The food was real food at way cheaper prices. Everything in it wasn't, like their menu was different. And a girl got a chicken sandwich. And she said it was delicious. It looked like it was real chicken and probably feeding real food. And so, totally different, totally cheaper. And I was also ranting about that when I went upstairs. Hold on. Stab. Right. I was also ranting about that when I went upstairs. Like, the other countries, how things are better. Oh, man, you can't say that, MAGA. That is debauchery right there. It is, what is the word? It's the worst thing you can say is anything that's anti-America. America's the greatest. America's the greatest country that ever was and stuff. It's like, what? And how lucky we are to be here and stuff. Well, yeah, if you want to live as a lab rat, I guess that's pretty fucking lucky. If you want to be a slave, I guess you're pretty fucking lucky. I saw this one lady, and she was saying, this was a stitch. So she was stitching the woman who was saying that she's working 40 hours. And notice when I cough, there's still none of that. That all is from that the CHDX. I know it cleared up. I feel so certain now that I had mold in my lungs. So, anyways, because I never have any of that in my lungs anymore. It's always dry and there's nothing when I cough. It's just this dry, hacking cough or whatever. But I don't cough hard. Like, I used to cough all the time. But it was like a lot of stuff in my lungs. Now there's nothing. But, and that's the C8, you put the chlorine and then you do it twice. That's a dye and have an oxide, and then that you buy, you have to mix it, and you put it, here's mine, and you put it in you start out with 1 drop, and then I'm like on 5 or 6 drops or something, but you can get up to 15. 15's anti-aging, so when you get up to there, it's like anti-aging. But anyways, I guess you could take lake water and put some of it in and it will clean it so you can drink it. So it's something that they use to clean water or something, I don't know, but it destroys mold and stuff. So, but you have to be careful when you do it, because that's how I got so much of it, was by making a oopsie. So anyways, but the oopsie ended up being a happy mistake or whatever it is. So it had a positive thing, because now my lungs are clear. But when it happened, I thought, oh my God, I'm gonna die. That's it. Like, especially because it was raining and it was activating it, because the water activates it. Oh my God, it was fucked. But anyways, now it's clear. My lungs are clear. I feel good. Except for I'm pissed off about shit. But but anyways, yeah, everything that if you say anything against about what's going on here, you're anti-American or something. It's like, no, this shit is bullshit, man. Oh yeah, the stitch. Okay, so it was this lady, and she was saying she can't keep up. She said that she works 40 hours a week job. She keeps losing her jobs. She cannot take a shower. She didn't have time. And, you know, and I don't know her driving time. I don't know what her life is, but she said she only can take a shower every 3 weeks. She just can't keep up with life. 40 hours is too much. Which, you know, there's lots of people who are, you know, get real overwhelmed by things. I know a lot of people who can't handle things. You know, when I was somebody who was a workaholic, so I would work 60, 70 hours. I'd still be home mowing the yard, going to the grocery store, buying groceries, took a shower every fucking day. So, but the lady who was stitching it, she was like that. She was more like how I was, you know. She said, I've got several businesses. I work well over 40 hours. She was kind of coming at the lady, kind of snobbing, not any empathy towards what this lady is going through. Because just because you can do it doesn't mean that she can do it. We got to have empathy and compassion for other people. And the people really can't keep up. They really can't do it. They really are overwhelmed. I saw a video of a young girl. She's like 21 years old, bawling her head off. And she said that she's been paying like $1,500 a month in her school loans. And so she went to check the balance because she wanted to see, because she was expecting that it was going down, because she had been paying so vigilantly on this school loan. And then she saw that it had gone up. And then she saw that she's paying 17% interest on her school loan. And she's devastated. She said, I owe $95,000. I'm never going to be able to get out. I'm never going to get out of this debt. I'm stuck. And she's just bawling her head off. Look at how they trap these people. And get them into these high interest loans, and to pay for their education, and their education doesn't even get them a goddamn job to pay off the fucking school loans. It's fucking shenanigans, man. It's so fucking absurd. And this stuff has to end. And that's what Donald is here to do, is to fucking tip it all upside down. But everything he flips, the people start freaking out. And he started his apprenticeship programs, right? Which I don't even know how far they've gone or whatever, but he was starting the apprenticeship programs, get young kids into apprenticeship programs so we have more skilled labor and stop having all these people in university. And my mom said on the news, it said that the university enrollment's down, that not as many people are enrolling, which they'll start offering scholarships and stuff until they're taken down, because the university is all part of the system of corruption. So there's going to be more. I think that they use it kind of as a farm to, find kids, get kids, especially ones that come from other countries. They can just disappear. We don't hear anything about it. They don't put it on our news, but they can go and take, part them out and shit. So I think it's got a place where it's like a pond for them to fish. It's like a farm, so they can go in and take ones, because then we will hear sometimes about, these girls disappearing as they're walking in the night from, and they all go to this university and stuff. There's constantly shenanigans. So it's all part of the corruption. I mean, even Jeffrey had an office in one. So, are probably all being manned by some kind of freako perp. And I saw this one girl, and she's always talking about all these conspiracies and stuff going on. And she said that, because normally she's always talking about all the conspiracies, but she obviously does not like Donald. And she said that now Ghislaine has come out and said that she's never seen Donald do anything. She never saw him involved in anything. And so they're saying that she's lying so that she can get pardoned by him. So he's having her lie, and so they don't even believe it. Like, and I heard it a long time ago where some lawyers were saying, like, no, he's been right out there trying to help us. He's not trying to hide anything. But they keep coming at him and coming at him. I mean, they got this girl all over the place now who's swearing to God he RAP'd her when she was 15. But, I mean, how long did they drag out that Stormy fucking shit? That went on, and, I mean, they made that was so real. And then one side kept saying it's not real, and then the other side was like, oh, this is real. They're denying it. But it was not real. She's even come out now and said, well, no, they made that shit up. So I'm sure that this girl is, because why would he say he's going after these people if he's one of them? He would be exposed. He would just be another one of these criminals trying to hide it, So it's just this bullshit, this whole thing. But anyways, yeah, you can't sit there and say anything that's anti-America. It's like, what are you willing to accept as being great? It's like you can't even hear the good things. Like, I've tried to say, like, the good things going on in China. Nope. There's nothing going on good there. Nope. It's communist. Nope. They're horrible people. And so what does your news tell you? Like, seriously, that this is the only place that's worth a shit? Because this is pretty fucking shitty. Like, this is fucking, like, the things they're allowed to do here with these criminals, the government that we had for all this time, what they have signed us up for and allowed us to have done. And I mean, it goes all the way back to Eisenhower. Like, he's signed on to, yeah, I mean, he can eat us and shit. It's like, that's why I'm like, there's a lot of these people who you haven't even seen. I mean, there's going to be so much more truth than just like, oh, now the liberals will see that he's not the bad guy. There's a lot of stuff that a lot of people have to see. Like, this awakening thing, this suddenly seeing, but I don't know. There's so much indoctrination, so much programming going on. I don't know that, I mean, this is going to be fantastic in many ways. But one of the things is it's going to be pretty fantastic, to see how is this going to play out. Like, guys, I think that there's going to be a lot of people who are not. For one thing, that they have been in denial about it, that they have said, nope. Then they've dug themselves in. And it's like, well, then when it comes, then how are you going to wrap your head around it? Because, like, one of the things, even where, these aliens are coming, which now somebody was reading the 2030, and they were saying that all of it's made up. And so I don't know. I mean, there's people who were from the FBI or something that they said that they've been planning this fake alien invasion for a long time. But now they got this shit. But we all know, like, we can look out in the sky. They're out there. I mean, I've been talking to them since I was a kid. Like, it's real. But they whatever the I mean, and how would Eisenhower even make a deal with them if it wasn't real? Like there's a real part to it, but in this ship that's supposed to be coming in, it's going to be here. I don't know. I bet they're going to keep moving it up and moving it up, and we're going to be, I mean, we're in August now. We're going to be hitting into September here in about a week or so. I'm just flying. I can't even believe how fast time's going. And my trip is at the end of the month, and I'm just like, fuck, it's going to come so quick. And there's more shenanigans in the air, more shenanigans in the air with the airlines. It's just not fucking stop. Like, fuck. I just want to crawl under my own goddamn rock. But just like on the alien thing, and even when I had said to my mom, I said, well, what about when they come and they say that they're landing and stuff? And she's like, I won't believe it. I don't believe there is any. I think it's all bullshit. She don't believe in them. And she said, if they do come, they're demons. It's like, what? What in the world is the fucking indoctrination out here? Like, what is the programming? Like, so there's going to be so many things. It's going to be like, how are people going to wrap their heads around some of this stuff? I don't know. But it's going to be like night and day. It's going to be like right now we're in the night and how everything looks. And even think about, like, you can go to like a neighborhood at night and you can look around. It looks very different. When the lights are on in the daytime, places look very different. And that's what things are going to be. That's what we're going to have. It's like we're in the night, we're in the upside down, we're in the dark. And then all of a sudden it's like the lights are going to come on and all of a sudden we're going to see things we'd never seen before. But how much resistance is there going to be in each person? How much people's ego is going to resist them from seeing the truth? That's what remains to be seen. That's what's going to be fantastic, is watching how this is going to play out. Because people are going to be holding back and resisting. But that is also confirmation. That's also the time of mirrors. That is when the mirror is going to come up closer and closer. The universe is going to be assisting to try and get people to see, but people are going to be so resistant to seeing. But that is what is the time of mirrors is the time of reflection, the time to see the truth and how it affects you. And so I don't know, it's very curious, and we can tell, they're dragging this shit as slow as possible to try and really get it. It's like, yeah, I kind of see it like you're going to put in a garden and you're out there rototilling. It's like they're rototilling information. They're rototilling the energy of the planet. They're rototilling the programming, the indoctrination. They're rototilling the shit out of it, even though the people are still focused on a distraction and not seeing. But at some point when the lights come on, then everything is right there. And that's when it's going to be a wave of information that's going to just knock people's socks off. But there will be resistance in a lot of people. There's going to be a lot of resistance because of the storylines, and they believe their storylines. They can't see outside of what they believe. And that's where, it comes into the conspiracy theorists. You got to open your mind. You got to look at, possible truths. Possible lies. Not all the stuff you are being told is truth. And it's so crazy, too, because you can talk to people and they can be like, oh, no, everything's a lie. You don't believe anything. But then you start saying some of the things, it's like, no, that's not true. That's not true. It's like, so anyways, to me, it can't get here fast enough. Like, I'm seriously getting to the point of being so burnt out. I can't even fucking believe it. I can't even motherfucking believe it. Like, how this just drags and drags and drags and drags. And yet, man, you just gotta somehow just keep yourself going. And I know people are losing it all over the place. And when people are losing it, then it's creating these tensions where people are like, another 14-year-old went dead in his parents. It's like one after another. And you got 11-year-olds. Like, we gotta watch out for the 11-year-old little gangsters out here. They're out ready to fucking take us, everybody on. It's like, what in this world? But that's what, that's one thing is, when you got little kids now, you gotta really watch what the information is, because the indoctrination is over the motherfucking top. There's a thing called Roblox or something, which I don't even know what it is. It's not a video game, I guess, but it's like virtual world. I'm not really sure. But a mom was sitting there with her kid. And I've seen other people, but this is the first video I'd seen about it. So mom's like sitting on the bed and her kid's sitting next to her and he's on Roblox or something on his laptop or his whatever, the iPad thing and his device. And so she's on her device, he's on his device, and he keeps asking her questions and of like, what does this mean? What does this mean? And so finally she's like, what are you talking about? She said, let me shoot your thing. And so she looks at it and it's pervy shit. It's like a naked character in, I don't know if he was relieving himself in the bed by himself or if he was trying to get somebody to get in the bed with him and doing it to him or something. And she's like, what the hell? And then she goes on to another part, another page. I don't know what this Roblox thing is, but then it's two people naked in a bed. This is a little kid, like this is a 5 or 6 year old. And then, but they had in a couple of different shows of the indoctrination of like, where people were like, they think that they're telling kids, you know, because there was a couple kids who did, that went in and, you know, their sister, the one kid, he kept going into his mom every night. He would go in and go, you know, I love you. I don't want to kill you. I love you. I don't want to. And she's like, well, okay. Like it started getting creepy after a couple, like, I don't know, day 5 or 6. And so she went in and looked and she found that there's, I don't know if it's subliminal messaging or what they're doing, but they're telling kids to do stuff on some of these things. You got to really watch out. And it can be also infiltrated, but you got to really watch out what your kids are watching because they are trying to create these little psychopaths. It's like little crazy kids. And even to the point where we got these kids wearing masks. And the guy who was the camp guy, he said it was so ridiculous even. They'd come in to go eat lunch and they'd have them on. And it's 100 degrees outside. They got these on. And he started telling them, do you know how ridiculous you look? How are you supposed to eat? So trying to reason with them. And he said like half of them, you could reason with them, but the other ones, I was like, no way. And these weren't gangster kids. These were little kids that were both parents at home, or both parents still married in Massachusetts. So this was like, this wasn't like, oh, well, he's got the Harlem kid camp. Nope. This is from Massachusetts, and it was like, more of kids, I don't know, what are the suburban kids or something, suburban, you know, kids where they have supposedly good schools and parents that are together and stuff. So, yeah. So whatever is going on in the media for kids is dangerous, man. Danger, danger, Will Robinson. You better take the fucking devices away. That's all they wanted us to do, is all get dependent on them so that we get comfortable with them. So we'd hand them over to the kids so that they can go into it and start taking over the minds of these kids. And they're doing a pretty good job. Like, people can, I mean, our world is fuckery. It's just full of fuckery. And I just can't even believe that people would rather be like, oh, no, it's great. And don't even fucking ignore all that. That's just made up. It's like, well, it's really fuckery. There's really fucking bullshit going. Just go out and listen. No, I'm not listening to any of that shit. I'm only listening to this shit. Man, I'm just so God. I'm so fucking burned out. So that's my rant for the fucking day. Hopefully I'm not just bringing people down. But like this is, this is partly of you know, my release ranting. It's like, this fucking shit is real. This is fucking bullshit. And I can't sit here and pretend like it's not bullshit. And I'm not saying that we need to divide against, you know, I mean, the people, the ignorant people, the people that won't see, and, you know, but I'm saying that there's something coming. And it can't come fast enough at this point to me. It's like, you know, I mean, when you're in observation mode, you can see, like, this is some fucking bullshit, man. It's crazy. And the fucking lies and the fucking nonsense and the fucking bullshit and it's just, god damn. What the fuck? What in fucking hell, man? I don't even know what the fuck that was. It almost sounded like thunder, except for it was something hitting into the house again. It's like a fucking bull is out there hitting the side. But I'm telling you, out there on the side of the house. So the house, it's like set on a little fucking. Okay, her property is like this, and then this her house is like so like I don't know like dug in to here. So in every like this side, if you even go and try and walk around the side of the house, the ground is falling. It's so sandy. The ground is so sandy here, and so the ground is like sliding out from under you, and then there's there's a tree. It's growing out here, so it's all a tree with branches. It's in the way, and then over here is another tree. Oh, what? How is something hitting into the side of the house like that? Like, what the fuck? It's so creepy. There's so much creepy shit, man. I am so fucking. Oh my god, I'm so ready for something to change. Oh, yeah, this too. So, we know how many volcanoes, the floods, like, there's, what place is on? Oh, France is on fire now, and it was just putting out this so much smoke. There's a whole bunch of fires, though, real bad fires. And in all the earthquakes and volcanoes. So this was a video of a girl in California. She's in Southern California. And so she said she was sitting there watching Supernatural. And she said there was something that came on all of a sudden with the demon. And there was this thing that happened. She said right at the exact same time, her ground started shaking. And she thought, is this in my mind? So she went down. She asked her husband, did you feel an earthquake? And he's like, no. So she went and looked online. Yeah, there was an earthquake. It was 3.5. So she's like, ooh, spooky. And so then she goes to bed and she gets woke up and it's an earthquake again. So she goes and look up online, another 3.5. So she's like, oh, okay, that's getting even spookier. So then a little while later, she gets woke up again and another one. And so she goes and look online. Yep, another 3.5. So now she's getting really spooked. So now, so then she goes back to sleep. She wakes up to another one and she looks online, another 3.5. And so she said that at this point she went to look up, like, what does this mean? Now, 4 3.5s, like right in a row. And she said online, it said that when there's a lot of little ones like that, it's leading up to a big one. So she said now she's really freaking out because she's thinking about all these earthquakes and volcanoes going everywhere else. And, she had noticed and she thought it was a little weird, but now she's thinking like, oh shit, are we about to have one here? Well, yeah, they are going to. But anyways, there was a whole bunch of 3.5s the other day wherever she was. And I'm not sure what day it was, if it was yesterday or the day before, or whatever, because there was all these people saying that there was about to be this big one that was going to happen in LA that they were saying. I think that they were saying like the 4th. But I don't know. There's so much I mean, when you go online, there's all this, oh, we're almost to the 8-8 portal. And get your fucking manifestations in because they magically happen just by you thinking it through on 8-8 and stuff like that. I'm like, dude, good luck to you. Because I've been fucking manifesting for a long fucking time. It's a journey. It's not any fucking thing. You just go in and think it and it's going to be there. Unless it's something small. Like small things you can think it and they'll be there. But when you're thinking of big life changes, your whole life changing, getting out of a fucking garage and into a house, that takes a little more time. And, getting to certain things. And there's more to it than just thinking it into happening. Visualize it and make it happen. No, you got to go towards it. You got to be doing the work. You got to be taking the steps to get there. And it's a fucking journey, and it's a lot of obstacles. It's a lot to go through. I mean, and you don't know when you're going to get there. That's the thing. It's like a secret. You don't know when you're going to get to where it is you're going, and that's the frustration. And so, you got to, sometimes, yeah, you're going to feel frustrated. I don't know how you couldn't unless you've got no emotions. Because, yeah, I'm go through ups and downs, peaks and valleys. Sometimes I'm going good, like, okay, it's going to happen when it happens. And then other times it's like, oh my God, what time is it? How tedious is this got to be? What am I here to learn? Please, fucking. That definitely sounded like it had to be thunder. I don't know. God damn. Fuck. Maybe it's just the ground. Maybe we're gonna have an earthquake here. But the Cascadian, when I moved out of that area, that's where it was. You know, it was spooky because once the earthquake starts going in LA, the fault line is gonna go up. It's gonna affect all these. It's gonna be big. Whatever's gonna go down, it's gonna be big, and it's already started. The things have already started. The platelet, the tectonic plates are already shifting. They're moving against each other. Things are shifting. All of the volcano, everything is unsettled. And that's because we're in a real reset. We're in a real cosmic reset. We're not just in one of theirs. Not just in one where they come in and mud flood us and kill us all and then start over again. No, we're in a real one where the earth is changing, the planet's changing, the land is changing, the land masses, everything is changing. And we, the people, are going to change. And only the people that can create the change that is at the same vibration as the earth will go on to remain in this place. Everybody else is going to scatter and go to different places and different realms and different, you know. I guess some will go back under other firmaments, under other bubbles of learning and stuff. But yeah, this one, this one is elevation. This one is going up in vibration. It's going into the heavens, the heaven on earth, the higher vibration, because, you know, splitting out from this lab of indoctrination, programming of enslavement, of idiocracy, and the shallow side of the ego, of ego-driven fetishy and emotional immaturity and anger and bitterness, which, you know, sometimes you get angry and bitter like I am right now, but it's not going to hold me back. You know, I'll work myself through it. I'm not going to go out and start running over people or something because I'm pissed off. It's, but, you know, you'll have that. Well, nobody's looking, so nobody will know. Well, you know, so anyways, you know, feel your anger and bitterness and stuff, but just don't get stuck there. You don't want to get stuck anywhere. You don't want to start blaming, you know, well, I mean, there is the idiocracy in this world. There is the indoctrination. It's hard not to blame the people who are doing the programming. But each soul came in to have the experience they're having. Each soul came to overcome their own experience themselves. Whatever they're here to overcome, it's up to them. And some will succeed and some will just go back into the circuit and continue the journey. So anyways, a lot of things will play out. But anyways, you can't repress and hold back your anger at times. I mean, this place is going to make you angry at times. This bullshit is going to make you angry. We got to be able to talk about it. We ought to be able to feel our emotions and move through them and witness ourselves, like what it is that pisses me off. Obviously, what pisses me off is ignorance, of people just, you know, being so comfortable in ignorance and not caring, and the arrogance behind the ignorance. It's like, yeah, it's very triggering to me. And it is something that I've dealt with for my whole life, being laughed at over the things that are real and told I was crazy. And it's like, and it's still like, the people are just dug in and dug in. So anyways, God, let go. And once I finish this rant, once it's out, I'm going to go focus my energy on moving my stuff, and then I'll feel fresh and better tomorrow, I'm sure. Unless some other fucking thing pisses me off today. But whatever, we are here to purge out whatever we have inside of us. So don't repress it. Don't try and hold it back. Don't try and look like, oh, I'm a good person. I would never feel bad. I would never get mad. Don't feel like, oh, there was a light that just blinked over there. Oh, maybe it was, what the hell? I don't know. God dang, things are creepy. But it must be a light somehow reflecting. but the way it just was, it was like something just came on and went off. Oh, now it seems like it's in different places. It is in there. Oh, I'm just creeped out. I've got the creeps. But anyways, you got to feel your feelings. You can't, like there's so many of these spiritual people who, they're above anger. They're above. It's like, well, I don't see how you can go through this stuff and not feel it, not feel anything of what's going on around us. Like, I don't know. I feel like that you need to be feeling your feeling. You need to be real. You need to be authentic. You need to really be honest with yourself. And when something affects you, be real. Let it affect you. Let yourself work your way through it. Don't pretend like, oh no, I'm above that. I'm above it all. It's like, well, I don't know how you can be above it all. Like, you have to be a goddamn robot. This is fucking fuckery. It's fucking fuckery all around. Like, when you got fucking people like, oh, Hunter's a good guy. Give me a motherfucking break. God damn. So, anyways, gotta let it go. Let go. Let go and let God. Let it happen. Let get in the flow. Know that those people are going to feel their own shame when they get there and see the truth. If they're real people, or if they're comment fucking farm people, I don't know. So, anyways, just remember that too. When you have comments that are on there on social media that just piss you the fuck off, remember they're comment farming. They're trying to piss us off. So, anyways, feel your feelings and let them go, and work your way through them, because if you don't, you're either ignoring things and or you are not being real and not letting things really go through you and get out of you. So in all of this stuff, don't forget the universe is assisting, is bringing us to purge out all the things you've been carrying for a long while. We're all carrying different things from different lives. So anyways, just I'm done. I'm done with it. I'm done with it. I'm moving on for the day. So let's all move on and let's remember what we're doing here. Learning how to love ourselves, learning how to love everybody else, and learning how to have the day we want. And that's what I'm going to focus on today. So we'll see how I'm doing tomorrow. I'll talk to you then. Bye.